Be some sweating in there. All right, here we go. Who wants to present it?
You.
All right, all right. All right. Are we in?
Mm-hmm.
Be good.
Yo, good morning, man. I'm late for the party. I was getting ready, getting a towel because it's about to get sweaty. Good morning to the bros. Game bros all the way to New York. We got all the fitness from New Jersey. We got the rep master from Chi-Town. And we
Salute,
got Mail,
salute,
man.
salute.
Training Dead Network all the way from Florida. He coming back from Europe all the way from Florida, though now. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing, man?
Good, good,
Good
good.
morning, guys.
Morning, Josh. We gotta send you a link, man. Get power over vanity in here.
Power of Vanity. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, bro. With the crazy handstand workouts, man. That's crazy, Josh. Woo! I gotta get there one day, man. Yo, this is the theme today, though, man. Let me tell the people. We're gonna do 1,000 push-ups, race to 1,000 push-ups, man. Whoever that gets there first. We got some beats in the house, man. So I just hope to keep up.
Facts,
Mm.
facts.
Oh, you and me both.
And that's the man. Where's the energy, man? I keep telling the people, but this is it, man. Everybody's gonna follow their method. Everybody's gonna do whatever those they gotta do. But the goal is to do 1,000, man. And we see what the timer is. I don't know if you bros wanna also measure the time over there somewhere, so everybody kind of know the time. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I don't know. I ain't
Okay.
got stopwatch for that.
Okay, so I got one right here. I guess I can just write it down real quick. As,
Oh,
Look,
as
I
it goes, whoever that keep gets done, I'll write it down.
I got 39% on my phone.
Okay,
So whatever that leaves me at.
okay. That should be 1,000.
but yeah, absolutely.
That should be 1,000. All right, man. So what's up, man? We ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So put somebody count down.
Three,
I
two,
got the I
one.
got the
At 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Yeah.
It's always good to get that first set out of the way.
Yeah, man. I hear a lot of cracking and popping all over the
Yeah.
place.
Mm.
100.
80. Gio's in the house. 100.
100.
100. Going for 1,000, George. Going for 1,000. Join in, George. You know you're always welcome.
$200.
Almost 200. Almost 200. I'm on 41. $200.
200.
39.
Hey. Come on, man. 300.
$150. Man.
$250, Aldo.
Yeah.
Hey, drunk already.
$300. $300. $400. Crap.
$36 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man.
Salute, Justin. you, Rashad.
Yeah.
400.
Yeah. 35 minutes. 35 minutes. Woo! The race is real.
The
I think
race.
I'm up for something. All right.
Four something. Aldo, four something could be 405 or 495.
Oh yeah. I'm counting
That's a
down.
big spread.
I'm counting down. I'm on 34.
All
That's
right.
gotta be it. All right.
Now,
One more one. We got over 500 more ones to go.
Come on.
500.
You do better than that. Come on, go
all downhill from here, guys.
Shit.
600.
Yes, it is live. Yes, sir. Rip Van Winkle, you woke up just in time to see the live.
A little bit of water.
600.
Woo.
Coffee time. Coffee time.
Man, electrolyte time. 30.
700.
Man, 1,000. This is Rep's warm-up set. This is Rep Master's warm-up set.
I can do better. I can still do better than this. I'm trying. I
I'm counting in Spanish.
Uh-oh.
That's just real.
It's getting serious when Aldo reverts to Spanish.
Man.
I don't hear Mel speaking any language.
Yeah, I don't think he has.
Who's going to carry the boat, James? Who's going to carry the boat?
Where you at, Gusto? Huh? I didn't hear.
Get your shit together.
Shout out to Mirko in Germany. Salute to you, my friend.
Salud.
Hey, honey.
700. Thank you, Mirko. Well, we're not stopping today, at least till we get 2,000, that's for sure. The road to 1,000. It's paved with gains. Ah. Aldo, you back to the English or are you still on the Spanish?
I'm still in Spanish. I'm at 27 down. I don't know what that is,
Oh, you're
honestly.
going
I lost
down.
count.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know what that is. 27.
All right. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
I might be close. I might not be. I don't know. We're about to find out once I get it back to the 20s.
Come on, man.
26.
creeping up, Mirko. One rep at a time. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. Everybody's got their different strategy.
Yeah.
Their different rep schemes going. I'm curious to hear what everybody's doing next.
Yeah, you got better deal on that.
Pretty cut and dry, Mirko. Just whatever you got to do to get to 1,000 push-ups. However you want to do it. That's basically what we're doing. Whatever it takes.
Now, honey.
Oof.
800. 800.
Thirty minutes.
Ah. Thanks, Mirko. Yeah, these guys aren't messing around, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Come on, man.
22.
All right, 1,000 down.
All right. 32 minutes.
All
All right. Good work, rep.
Good work, man.
Good work, rep.
22.
720.
900. Anyone?
The motherfucking run like that.
Anyone?
Got my old ass up this morning. Shit.
Mel froze.
Let's go, fellas. Let's go.
What number? He,
I think Mel started counting in Spanish too.
where you at?
I'm done. I ain't completing it.
You're not. What?
I'm not completing it. I can't complete it.
Oh boy. Yeah. Crunch time.
21. 26. Huh?
You finished, old dog? I think he froze.
Yeah.
Everybody. He's still doing the.
There's hold on.
What number you on?
Okay.
Let's go, fellas. Let's go. Y'all got this.
Right there. Right there. Right there.
Hey, push-up shot.
1,000.
Hold on. 37. Oh, God, lost my count.
Over.
Oh man.
19. Where you at, Gus? 37 minutes, hold on.
Oh, fellas. So,
18 down.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. That means.
I don't know.
Don't worry about it. Keep doing what you're doing.
I'm gonna get in 50 insurance reps. 50 insurance reps. All right. All right, we're done.
It's 1,000.
We're done, Ref. Thank you, Mirko. You know I appreciate you, my brother. Guys, make sure you check out my friend Mirko. Young beast from the Deutschland over in Germany. He's putting in the work for sure. Big inspiration, Mirko is.
Y'all not done yet?
Now Mel's gonna start talking shit.
No, I'm not talking shit. I didn't even complete them, but I'm just wondering, like, it just seemed like it's taking forever.
It is. Oh,
Of course it is.
14 down. Oh, man.
So, hey, Rep, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm good.
So, all right. So you got your 1,000 this morning. When was the last time you did some pushes?
Wait, say that again, oh.
When was the last time you did some pushes?
This particular week has been every day. It ain't been nothing but cycling, squats, and push-ups the whole week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I got a particular client. I'm trying to build up his push-up count. You know, he's pretty much transitioning into calisthenics, but the main goal is to get him to 1,000 push-ups. So we just been doing a lot of, just improvised routines, man. To build up the respiratory, simultaneously with the strength training. So yeah, been
Okay.
getting in pretty good this week.
So how do you structure the workout? Will you do some time on the bike, then you come off and do your pushes and squats, and then back on the
Yeah,
bike?
yeah,
Is that what it
hit
is?
style training. Yeah, sometimes we mix all of it up. We'll do 2 minutes of hard cycling, come off the bike, maybe do like a certain set of squats, go into the push-ups, then we incorporate a lot of jumping jacks too. And mountain climbing
Okay.
every once in a while, you know what I mean, just to add a little intensity in there. But for the most part, it's
Yeah.
just all hit training, and we try to make it all body weight, no weights allowed. You know what I mean? Just all
Okay.
out cardio for the most part, but just working on building up the volume and the rep count with calisthenics. And your respiratory system is important for that. You know how much endurance you got.
Oh, no doubt. No
Yep,
doubt. No
yep.
doubt.
Oh man, that's a bad strategy. 44 down.
Well, we're going to talk about that, Aldo. What are you on now?
11.
So that's 66 reps to go. So you're at 934.
Let's go, fellas. Come on, y'all got this. Come on, mind over matter. Shit.
Salute, Travis. Good morning, brother. How are you? Ismail, you're not really, unless you do a reverse grip push-up, you're not really going to bring the biceps into a push-up. Push-ups, depending on your hand position, if you bring your hands in close towards your body, it's more tricep, but basically it's going to be chest, triceps, and some degree of shoulder when you're doing your push-ups. Very little, if no bicep activation, like I said, unless you do a reverse grip push-up, where you turn your palms away from you. And you would do those on a bar or something, like on a low bar, low push-up bar. But as far as going up and down, it all works. It all works. You could do shorties, those mid-range, for a lot of time under tension. Mix it up. You could do full range of motion. They all work. Do you agree with that, Rep?
Absolutely.
As far as the range of motion on the push-ups, they
Yeah,
all
yeah.
work, right?
Like I said, man, I credit both push-ups for range of motion and shorties. They both serve a ultimate purpose. You know what I mean? So and you got to incorporate them both if you want to really be good at high volume.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love the fuck out of shorties though. Real talk. Yeah, shorties. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my thing right there.
Yep. Yep. Salute, Ismail. Thanks for popping in, brother. Appreciate the question. Get your reps in too. Make sure you get your reps in. Oh, the coffee's running out, fellas. Mirko, when you're looking to build mass, you got to obviously you're always going to make sure that you're hitting your protein number, whether you're cutting or bulking. But when you're looking to put on that mass, you definitely want to bump up the carbs. And I know you know better, but a lot of times when I say to people, you got to bump up the carbs, they think, okay, now I could start eating my cookies and my donuts. But when I'm talking carbs, I'm talking, some sweet potato,
1,000.
All vegetables, fruits.
Shit out though.
But you definitely want to, when you're cutting, you want that ratio to be like upwards of 45 to 50% protein. But then when you're bulking, you want to switch that around. You know what I mean? You want at least like 40 to 50% carbs, but good carbs. None of this if it fits your macros. You know what I mean? People guzzling, sugar water, and oh no, it fits my macros. You got to look at it from a health standpoint too.
You got him, Gusto?
Yeah.
50. 50.
How you feel about what? So you did 44 down.
44 down. That did not cut my time.
How much is 44 down?
That's 990, but I did 10 at the end.
Okay. No, I didn't cut your time.
Huh?
Hey. It didn't cut time at all.
So Rep,
No.
Let's hear your strategy on this.
50 minutes.
Yep.
No, Rep, what was your strategy? What was your rep scheme to get to the 1,000? Did you have a certain, or were you just hitting whatever you could on each
not
set?
at all. Just time. In my head, I'm just going off the amount of rest in between the sets. Like I said, just more or less challenging my respiratory system. That we've been conditioning for that all week. So I don't really have a particular rep count. I'm just in my head. I'm just fighting for the 1,000. So I think honestly, once it was the first blast off set, you know what I mean? I think I was able to get to 70 solid. So that really was a complimentary booster right there. And then from that point on, it was kind of like sets of what I can recall. It went from 15, then it went from 12, then I was doing 10s, then I was doing 8s. But the amount of rest was no more than 10 seconds. That's all I allowed myself in my head. 10 to 15 maximum. And I made sure that every time I got to each 100, I extended the rest to about 15 to 20 seconds to get more of a higher rep count, at the tip right there. And then from that point on, once I got
at the start,
in the midst of each 100, then short breaks, nothing but short breaks. That's it.
What was your average rep count?
Like I said, I was broken. So 15, it started out when I broke after 70. It was 20s for a little bit, and then ultimately 15, and then I decreased. Then it went from 12s, and then I believe I got some 10s in there, and then I started doing rep ranges of even single digit numbers. Like my lowest was 6, and then I was doing 8s at one point. From what I can recall. And just fought to every 100, and for each 100 I extended my break, and then after that just all nitty gritty, nothing but short breaks, whatever I can pump out.
Gusto, how'd you go?
I just did whatever I could whenever I could.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever was appropriate. Like I rest till I was ready to go, and then I'll get as much as I can get. And then I was doing that. But
Okay.
I don't think
And
my technique was the best.
what would you say your average rep count was per set?
Well, I was maintaining double digits for a while. I would say I was around 7, 8 majority of the way.
Yeah.
Something like that. I know every time I got 10s, I would try to force 11 because in my brain, if I do that 10 times, I like steal 10 reps. Over the course of time, it adds up.
Yeah. Okay. Aldo, you went with the 44 down plus 10.
Plus 10, yeah, yeah. And look, now that you guys talking about it right now, I was maintaining 13 for a long time.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay, so
Yeah, like, huh?
you wasn't breaking anything around. So 13 was a solid number for a minute.
Yeah, but check it out like this. So I was doing 44. I maintained that for a while, high numbers. But there was a time maybe on the 30s where the sets start breaking, but then it was 13 for a long time on the first go. It was 13, then it was 8, then it was whatever. But I was
Yeah.
maintaining that 13 at the beginning of each because I broke it down in sets. I thought it was gonna give me better time, but it didn't. I thought it was gonna give me better time to do a 44 down,
Hmm.
but it didn't. And I mean, it went from 43 to 50, so it gave me 7 more minutes. Which last time I was just going as I felt it, with the mentality of getting a time, and I wouldn't really rest, but I was getting ones, twos, five, six.
Okay.
Then there was like threes for a long time,
All right.
but the rest was less. So I guess that's
Right.
a better strategy, I guess.
It's like the
All right.
same
Good morning,
thing.
Sketcher. Shout out to you, brother. Salute, Sketch. Thanks for popping in.
No, it's not
So,
Gusto because okay, so in my mind, once I reach that, let's say that 30, right? I do 30, then I will rest longer. You see what I'm saying? In between numbers like that. When I was going just to get whatever I get, I wasn't resting. And probably the rest was average at the end, which
All
it was
right.
little. It was little rest.
Right. And you know what, Aldo, that's what I was saying. Like, there's a particular routine that you can do to condition yourself, for to do your push-ups in a short amount of time, like I said, but the routine doesn't emphasize on the amount of reps that you do at a time. Actually, you don't even regard that. The only thing you regard is just the amount of time you resting in between the sets. I don't care if you're doing two at a time. You know what I mean? But if you condition yourself to do that, like I said, you start out, you gradually build yourself up. You don't even burn out on the first set. You can do 5 sets of 20, and that's 100 reps. And then you can probably go again, maybe do 10 sets of 20 for 200. After that, then you go into an all-out fatigue set after 200 reps. After you do that max out set, if you can endure it, try to do the whole 1,000 where every time you break, you only emphasize on 10 seconds of rest. I don't give a fuck how many reps you get in. Like I said, I don't care if it's 2, 3. What you do is you build your nervous system to perform under that time under tension with that short amount of break. You know what I'm saying? And that'll actually help you get stronger with your traditional reps. You know what I mean? Especially if you're doing a competition where you permitted like a minute break in between. So you condition yourself to train under short amount of rest periods and keep that tension on the muscle. And then if you do it all the way to 1,000, just keep a track of your time so that you can progress. And whatever it is, always focus on the time, not the reps. And I guarantee it'll make it 10 times easier. And then especially you already preconditioned for calisthenics. So it wouldn't take no time to progress with a routine like that. And like I said, we were doing stuff like that all week. Matter of fact, we did a routine where we actually ran in place the whole, like for each rep count. So it didn't allow a lot of break on the heart at all. So I did 1,000. Ao did. I think that day he did 725. But I structured the routine where we ran in place instead of traditional rest. So I started out. We did sets of 10 for a warm up, 10 sets of 10, and each set of 10 we ran in place. Then I increased the numbers after each increment. So we went up to sets of 15, ran in place the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And so when you do that, like I said, it's all about conditioning your respiratory system simultaneously while building up your strength. And before you know it, man, shit, you'll be doing damn near 1,000 push-ups in under 30 minutes, possibly, you know?
Yeah, I know you shared this
Yeah.
this other method, rep. Will you share with the people how to find a rep scheme to last for a long time? That's what I understood from what you were telling me. Is that right? Am I saying it right or no? You were saying how to find a rep count that you can maintain for a
Yeah,
long
how do
time.
you discover your sustainable rep range?
Yeah, there you go. The
Yeah, that's
formula.
right. Well, that's basically what it is. To be more detailed, when I said about, that routine is pretty much that's it incorporates the same thing. So if you focus on the amount of rest that you're taking, and then, like I said, you don't really can't worry about the rep count. Keep mental note of it, of course. You know what I'm saying? But what you want to do is go all out and beat your nervous system up to where you allow yourself minimum amounts of rest. You know what I'm saying? In between each set, and that's like pretty much one of the best ways to get stronger with push-ups in particular. You know what I'm saying? Like just it's about the amount of rest in between. But in fatigue stage, you know what I mean? Like I said, you want to pre-exhaust the muscles, and then after that, you go into that regimen where you do every set to exhaustion, and you just allow yourself only 10 seconds. That's it. 10 seconds. Keep going until you get to 1,000, and keep that and keep mental note of your time frame when you complete it.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you
Ye-
if you know that you're doing only 6 reps at a time with 10 seconds of rest, then you progress from there. So your next goal is to maybe go up 2 reps. Every 10 seconds you're doing 8 reps. You know what I mean? Because like I said, your body will adapt quickly, especially if you've been doing push-ups for a while. For a beginner, this will be a longer process, but for everybody on our level, you'll progress pretty quick with that.
What
Okay.
happened now?
So shout out to Isaac, Grind to Shine TV. Salute, brother. Thanks for popping in. Shout out to Arkansas. Guys, so Aldo, rep, just hear me out on this one. Aldo,
Mhm.
so what do you think would be like your max set of push-ups?
Like, what do you mean? Fresh or average or what?
Like, yeah, you're fresh, you're warmed up, you're stretched out. All right, now give me like your max set of push-ups.
I
Ballpark.
got in 70 before, but I say
Okay.
50. 50 where, I do 50 and I'll be all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So now this don't take this as like negative criticism, but what I don't like about your strategy today,
Uh-huh.
and I've said this before about going all out in the beginning.
Yeah, you've
Mhm.
So
reprimanded.
That's
if you
important. Yeah,
if
that's
your
important.
max is 50, you're going to do 44, 43, 42, 41, 40. That's pretty close to your max. So you're going to do 5 sets of max push-ups. You're cooking yourself right from the get-go. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you look at like reps,
Should he have
like
went
his strategy.
one up
You
to
know,
44?
what's that, Gus?
Should he have went one up to 44?
No, I don't think so because if he cut those down and just did sets of 25, start off with sets of 25. And then when he fails on that, now you drop to sets of 20 because you could handle that, and
Mm-hmm.
so now I'm
What was
probably right there with you with the max, like, between 50 and 70, give or take, right? So my strategy on this is I know I could do, if I'm pushed and I'm warmed up, I could do that 50 to 60 or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 20 isn't like a stretch. So what I do is I do a set of 20. I take those couple of seconds, like Rep said, then I do a set of 15, a set of 10, and a set of 5. Now I just knocked out 50 and I'm not really cooked. I could go right back and then I start that over again.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Is that what you
So,
did?
yeah. Well, what I did, I did. And then what happened was later on, I said, let me just push it a little bit. So I was going 20, 15, 10, 5, which is 50 reps. then what I was doing later on, for a lot of sets, I went 20, 15, and 15, which again is 50 reps, just to, like, cut some time off. But yeah, generally that's the way I do it. If I'm going to do high rep push-ups, I cut it down into. That's why when we first started, I said to Rep, let's call out sets of 50, because that's usually the way I do them. That 20, 15, 10, and 5. And I know if I started out 44, 43, I would have been done. I mean, shout out to you for doing it, but and we've talked about this, Aldo, about not that I've ever competed, but we watch those battles where these guys come out and they just go all out in the first set. If you would, Aldo, if you and Gusto did that 500 muscle ups again, right? You guys were like doing what, sets of 1 and 2, if I remember correctly?
3.
Okay. So what if I said to you, all right, what's your max muscle ups? Let's say it's what, 10 or 11, or to wherever you were at, 10, 11. Let's say it's 10 for the sake of argument. And I said to you, no, you got to start out. You're going to go to 500, but you got to start out and go 10, 9, 8, and do high reps like that. Or you did 1, 2, and 3, or sets of 3. You could chip away at it, and you're not going to fatigue as quickly. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but you tell me what you think. Do you think that the way you did that 500 muscle ups, if you came out and were just doing sets of 10, how long do you think you would last?
Oh fuck, nothing. No, you're completely right. I agree with you. And honestly, this time I just wanted to see, because how we did it last time. I was like, I want to see if I even gained something from because it was just a week ago. So I'm like, maybe I'll try a different way today, see if I actually earned something from the training before. I mean, I guess if I was
Okay.
to say on that method, I think I gained some, well, because it usually takes me about 60 or 55. So I guess on that method, I gained some time, but it's not the smartest method to reach for time. If you look for time, that's not a smart method.
What do you think was a better overall workout?
This one.
So there you go. So there's that too.
Yep, this one is a better workout, because since you'll be getting this high rep, I was getting these high reps. On 20, I'm doing 13 and 7. So my muscles were. I'm more tired today than I was last time.
I would think so. Think so.
See,
But hey,
I was doing it
Aldo,
that way.
let me ask you this, Aldo. What was your time on the last competition?
43.
Oh wow, okay. So you had a better time. What method did you use last time?
Just go. Just go. Whatever I was going, take a breather, come back and do a few. Whatever. It was 5. It's 6. Then it was 3. It was like up and down like crazy. At the end, I was getting a little bit more than at the beginning. It was crazy. But my resting wasn't long. I was just resting as I was feeling my body. I was feeling myself. Whatever I felt like I could go, I go, and then bam, retract a little bit, and I was going like that. But the rest was minimum. I don't know what the rest was. Maybe, I don't know, 10, 20 seconds. I don't know, but it was minimum. And this time I was taking a longer rest in between sets. But then I was getting higher reps.
Yeah, you should use. So what you should do is run that routine throughout the week. Don't use that 44 down method. What you want to use is your method that you used before. Go all out, and then just progress by taking note of each time you complete it. That's because 44 down is more of a structured workout. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to condition for a competition, that's the whole point. You training your body to pretty much be in the war state. You know what I'm saying? You just pushing all out. Like I said, that's why you condition your body to take minimum amounts of rest in between the sets. You know what I'm saying? No, don't worry about how many you're doing. Just push until you get to your goal number and progress from there. So during the week, do that routine. You know what I'm saying? 44 down is cool for aesthetics, but when you trying to, like I said, do it for competition purposes, yeah, do the all out routine as much as you can.
Yeah, makes sense. check out my friend Isaac down in Arkansas. He says he does 25 sets of 40, but he also supersetted it with 25 sets of 10 pull-ups, and he did that in an hour and 10 minutes. That's
That's
beast
not
mode right
bad.
there.
That's not
Yeah,
bad.
sustaining 40 is
No.
crazy.
Yeah, no
Yeah, that's
doubt.
big. Salute. Yeah, I mean, they're different strategies, you know. But that's good. That's good experimentation, man. Now I know. Now, now I know, man. That was good. That was good. I'm really I'm pleased because I gotta. And look, that's for the different purposes right here. This is strength, and going out loud is more like conditioning. Would that be right, guys? Will you guys
Yeah,
agree?
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
both. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
both.
without a doubt.
Yeah,
Without a
because your
doubt.
conditioning there, that's what determines pretty much, your overall state of winning or whatnot. You got to be conditioned for this type of stuff.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Good
What you
stuff,
think,
brothers.
Mel?
Um, I think I think some they both have some points, but I think the best the best style of training is EMOM training. Every minute on a minute. I don't I don't care what the routine is or what the set is. Every minute on a minute, because those lower reps, um, you basically, I guess pushing the limit, quote unquote. Eventually, eventually, of course, those numbers will break down, and I don't feel like those numbers always translate into bigger clips. You know, you could train, let's say, for example, you could train 10 push-ups or 5 push-ups every 5 seconds, but to be able to continuously, like, for example, do like sets of 40 or 50, you're not going to get those unless you train those. And one of the easiest ways of training to get those is, for example, is doing EMOM sets, because that it keeps you on a time, meaning it keeps you accountable, and it's forcing you to do more reps. Eventually, your body's gonna adapt. So if you're doing 10 push-ups on a minute, eventually that'll become so easy that you'll be doing 15s, and then from 15s maybe do 20s, and then 20s you'll do 25s, and from 25s you maybe be doing 30s, etc. You know what I mean? Then you're doing 50 push-ups every minute and a half, right? Unbroken. And it's inevitable if you're able to maintain doing 10 sets of 50, it's inevitable that of course you'll be able to do, you know, sets of 10 push-ups with a short amount of rest. But I just feel like it doesn't always translate the opposite way. Just because you're doing lower reps doesn't always translate into those bigger clips. And I feel like for competition, um that's usually more, what do you call it, it's more useful. It's more useful because you don't want to break in the set, and like during the routine, if you have to break, you have to, but you don't want to break. If the goal is to do 50 pull-ups, you don't want to be worrying about doing, you know I don't know, 5 sets of 10. Your goal is you want to do your 50 pull-ups unbroken if you can, or get as close to it as possible, and then worry about, quote unquote, not being fatigued afterwards. So I feel like, for example, doing a routine like the 44 down, um, it makes sense to train, but the only difference is you already admitted that you was breaking like throughout the set. So if you wasn't at least starting the set for like the first, I don't know, 6 to 8 sets unbroken, without resting too long, then that probably was too much to start with, in the first place, because now, even though you're doing quote unquote 44 down, if you're breaking at 43, you're not really doing 44 down.
Mm.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're
What you
basically just
breaking,
doing
Aldo?
lower
In
lower
those
Mm-hmm.
reps, and then you're taking note of it, like, all right, I did I did 30 and 13. So now you're just basically taking note of, all right, that's 43, but you didn't really do 40. You know what I mean? You didn't really do
Mm-hmm.
43. You just broke it up. So I would say a more appropriate number might have been maybe 35 down or something like that, right? If your goal was to train to do those bigger clips, basically. You get what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's just like with EMOM training. If you doing if I told you to do 20 push-ups or 25 push-ups on a minute, if you and you had to go for at least 10 minutes, the number is too big if you can't do at least 70%, 60 to 70% of those sets like unbroken. Like, so for example, I know that if I'm doing a certain amount of reps, if I'm only going for 10 minutes, even if I broke, right? If the goal was to do 10 pull-ups on a minute for 10 minutes, even if I broke at 7 minutes, right? And I got, let's say, 7 pulls, I would know that that's probably my number just because I know that more than likely I can still finish the 100 pull-ups in 10 minutes, even though it's broken. But I know that I have work to do, but I know that it's not too far out of the range, you know what I mean, for me to be able to like actually sustain. So doing a lot of low reps, it benefits, you know what I mean, being able to get back into performance mode, being able to still rep, but I don't feel like it translates into higher reps um like all the time. I think you really need to just focus on those higher reps, bigger clips, and then just shorten the rest from there. I just feel like that's just the better strategy. I feel like for most people, I'm not gonna say everybody, but for most people, it's just start with the bigger clip and then just shorten the rest. That's just my personal
Okay.
opinion.
So
Mm.
Aldo, where did you start breaking on the 44 down? What was the first set you broke on?
Probably like 40. Yeah, 42. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
way too
Okay.
soon. That's
Mm-hmm.
way too soon.
That makes a lot of sense, Mel. Thank you. And actually, I was gonna ask you that too, because I don't know how to find. But you already said it. How to find a range for an imam? Because sometimes I think about doing workouts like that, and I'm like, damn. So what is a good number for me? Whatever. Whatever exercise. So that's good that
Once
you
you
said that.
you just gotta you honestly speaking, you just gotta test it out.
Mm-hmm.
Once you test it out, from there you'll know. Like you'll know, even if you don't do EMOM training for a while, you'll know. All right, I can't just jump in and try to do 40 push-ups on a minute. Like you'll just know. You know, you just know where you're at. You know what I mean? Like once you've done it once or twice, you'll know. Like, all right, this is probably too much, or this is probably too little. And you'll have like a benchmark of how many reps you're roughly at. um and unless you progressed, you would know, like, all right, I'm probably still roughly the same level. um so even though I don't do EMOM training on a consistent basis, like really, I know roughly where I'm at with different exercises. Even though I don't do EMOM training like that, like anymore, like I used to. It's just because you know the difficulty of doing a certain amount of reps. Like I know I just can't jump out there and do 12 pull-ups on a minute because I know how difficult that actually is. So I know, like, all right, well, probably 10 is more realistic. And then it's like, all right, well, 10 for how long? I haven't been doing that kind of training. So I know that I can't be like, all right, well, I'm gonna do 10 for 40 minutes. See what I'm saying? That's not just not realistic. So once you attempt it once or twice, you'll know, like, But you can start with 10. Like, for example, if you wanted to test your pull-ups, start with 10 pull-ups and go try to do 10 pull-ups on a minute for 10 minutes. And if you don't get to at least 7 minutes unbroken, then you would know, like, all right, well, that's just definitely way too much. And then you'd be
Mm.
like, all right, well, let me just try to do 8. Um 8 for 10 minutes. More than likely you'll definitely get the 8 for 10 minutes, but now you just increase the time. Like, all right, I'm gonna try to do 8 for 15 or 8 for 20.
Mm.
And then the same thing with the push-ups. I would say with as much push-ups as you be doing, um try to do 25. 20 to 25 push-ups is definitely reasonable. 20 push-ups, try to do 20 push-ups, maybe do that for like 30 minutes, and then see if you get that. if you get that 30 minutes, without no problem, then by all means, listen, next time I'm gonna do 25. That 5 reps is gonna make all the difference in the world. So, next time, when you try that 25 push-ups, you'll know, all right, this is way too difficult. Or this is where I'm at, or maybe I could do the 25s, but I just can't make it 30 minutes. I only could do, 20 minutes, but it's a good way to be able to gauge yourself as to where you're at. But if you could say, yo, for example, you could do 40 push-ups on a minute for 5 minutes, um, you cooking. You cooking if you ask me. You know what I mean? That's a couple hundred push-ups right there in 5 minutes. And if you can do 40 push-ups on a minute, there's guaranteed that
Thank you.
it is guaranteed that you ain't gonna have no problem doing 60 or 70 in one set. Because you don't even remember, 40 wouldn't be your max. If you're able to do 40 push-ups on the minute, 40 wouldn't be anywhere near your max. You would probably be able to do at least double that.
Double that. Yeah, at
At
least double that.
least
Yeah,
I would say two and
yeah,
a half. 2.5 times whatever that number is that you're able to do in a minute is typically, I would say, is probably your max. So, and I feel like that kind of applies to most exercises. Even if you're able to do pull-ups, if you're able to do 10 pull-ups on a minute, you at least will probably be able to do 25 pull-ups. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's just how I feel, and most of that applies to me also. If you can do that within a 5 minute range, you can basically figure out kind of what your max would be without even attempting it. Just because that recovery is gonna like you're increasing your recovery and shortening the time that you need to actually recover to do the next set. So your max push-ups or your max pull-ups or dips or squats, whatever it is automatically gonna increase based upon um how many reps you're doing like on the minute, if that makes any sense. So
Yeah, very much. Thank you, because I always had that question, so that's good. Try to find for 10 minutes. If you can handle 7 minutes, that's a good rep scheme for whoever.
yeah, because then at that point, all
Mm.
right, if you could do at least 10 minutes, I feel like 10 minutes is good enough for a decent workout or at least a pump. Right? If it was that difficult within 10 minutes, you'll be like, all right, man, I got a serious pump from this. So you'll know. So like, all right, if you make it 10 minutes, if 7 of the 10 minutes, 70% of that you went unbroken, all right, this makes sense for me to stick with this number and work to get that number unbroken for the full 10 minutes. Once you get it for the 10 minutes, if you choose to, you can increase it so you can get a more of a lengthy workout with that same number before you decide to increase it. Maybe you work on that same number until you get to, let's say, 20 minutes. Then once you get to 20 minutes, then you increase the reps and then start back trying to get it unbroken for 10 minutes, if that makes sense. So instead of 10, maybe you increase it to 11 or 12 and then try to do that 11 or 12 reps for the 10 minutes. Like rinse and repeat, at that 10-minute mark, basically. But
Yeah, that's a good strategy. But Mel, you don't believe good morning, Will. Wa alaikum salam to you, brother. Basil, good morning to you. Mel, talking about now you've been at all of these battles. So Aldo and I were talking about this. Do you agree with the guys that go all out on the first set?
it depends. It depends on what the routine is. If the routine is something short, you don't have time to be breaking. And that's kind of my point. So I've seen dudes, for example, we had a settle on the bars event that we threw in Egypt. And when we was there in Egypt, the qualifiers was um if I'm not if I'm not mistaken, I believe the qualifiers was 10 muscle ups, 20 pull ups, 50 push ups, and I think 50 squats. I don't remember if it was squats in that routine or not, but either way, it's a very short routine. So you don't have time to be like breaking. And I think everyone who did the 10 muscle ups into 20 pull ups unbroken basically won. Like they made it, like they made it into the bracket. The people who didn't, they did their 10 muscle ups. If you broke your 10 muscle ups, if you did 8 and then got off the bar, you definitely didn't make it. Um and then if you did your 10 muscle ups and then you got off the bar and you rested before you started your pull ups, even if it was a short rest, more than likely you still probably didn't beat the other guy's time. So it really just depends on the routine and knowing, you know, whether you should go out or go all out. Something like that, to me, you should go all out because there's not really any room for you to uh break or to rest compared to the next guy. You get what I'm saying? The margin of error is very slim. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like it's a long routine. A long routine, for example, something like 1,000 push-ups, that um it may make sense to uh I would say maybe not max out, but like go close to your max in the beginning, just to try to get a lead ahead of the next guy. So when I've raced Gus going to 1,000 push-ups, that is kind of my mindset.
Well, it's not
Try
working.
try to beat him, try to
Try
beat him in the
something else.
beginning. Try to beat him in the beginning so that this way I have a little bit of a lead, even if it's a little bit, because it's easier to maintain the lead. I feel like when you're going only to 1,000, even if it's just by a little bit, because now this guy is chasing you. He's chasing you, even if it's by a little bit. So that means that, like he said that if he would get tens, he said he felt like he was like struggling to get 11. I want to force him to struggle to get to 11, and that means that I know if I'm 5 to 10 reps ahead of him, in order for him to actually get that, he's gonna have to burn out, which means that he's eventually gonna have to rest more, which then he's end up hurting himself in the long run, especially if he's doing that early on. If he's fighting too early to get ahead of me, if he's fighting at 200 and we have 800 more push-ups and I'm ahead, it's gonna be a battle for him to be able to get ahead of me the entire time. You get what I'm saying? So you have to kind of like know yourself and then also know the routine, because you might be stronger maybe if the routine had pull-ups at the end, right? If the routine had 200-300 pull-ups at the end, all right, well, I'm not gonna beat him on the push-ups, but I need to stay close enough on the push-ups so that when he starts the pull-ups before me, that I could catch up and possibly even blow past them on the routine. So it really just depends on the routine and depends on um knowing yourself, because everybody's is not the same. Some people is stronger at push-ups, some people stronger at dips, pull-ups, squats, and also some routines are short. So a lot of people lose because of that. All of these battles we've been hosting, everybody may be strong and they may be close on the same level. You might even be able to beat this guy, but because in your mind you're thinking, all right, yeah, I'm gonna do my 10 muscle ups and then I'm gonna rest because I don't want to burn out. This dude is like, nah, I'm giving this my all. I'm doing my 10 muscle ups, my 20 pull ups, and straight to my 50 push ups. Because you trying to overthink it with this little short routine, you lost just based upon that. I watched the dude lose by like 7 seconds, all because he got off of the bar.
Yeah. Wow.
Mind you, he did his 10 muscle ups and his 20 pull ups unbroken, but he got off of the bar after his 10 muscle ups.
Hey, let me ask you this, Mel, just out of curiosity. The dude that got off the bar, from your opinion, I like who do you think was physically, well, more physically conditioned? The dude that got off the bar or the dude that was giving it its all?
Good question.
I don't know. I feel like 7 seconds is not really much to tell. I feel like
Yeah.
both of the
Yeah.
athletes were like really
Crazy.
really good. I feel like
Yeah.
if it was
Yeah.
another routine, they probably would have been neck and neck.
Right.
You
That's
know,
crazy, man. Because you know what? That's a validated point about when you said that 7 seconds. Yeah, that killed my man's right there, and that's why I was like, well, did he had a mindset? You know what I'm saying? Of underestimating the opponent because I
he
feel you
wasn't
can't.
he wasn't fatigued. He wasn't. It's not like he got off the bar
Yeah,
because he had to. He
he
just
had
got
Right.
to.
off the bar because he was trying to be strategic. Like, all right, I'm not gonna burn
Right.
out.
And it bit him. Yeah.
And for 7 seconds,
God damn, that's crazy, man.
you
That's
know,
crazy.
seven
Wow.
seconds. That could be. You know, that's a matter of 2-3 reps. That's not even.
Facts.
You know, so at the end when he looked, he was like, "Yo, I lost by 7 seconds."
Yeah, seven
Crazy, man.
seconds. I've made
And
babies in less time.
right, and I'm saying he could have been technically more conditioned and stronger, but like you said, that damn man,
All
that
he did
that
was
break,
get off of the bar. He let go of the
right?
bar, and then he probably in his mind too. Here's another thing.
Damn,
He probably got off the bar and then looked over and realized the next guy was still on the bar, and then got back on the bar immediately. But just in that split second when he thought about it,
Lost.
he lost a couple of reps.
wow, that's insane.
So
Yeah,
And that was the
sometimes you just have
difference.
to know what the routine is. You know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't you know
Yep.
you can't overthink it. Sometimes that's where it comes in also with the training the bigger clips, because let's say it was a routine where he needed to break. He may have gotten basically the same amount of time as the next guy, but basically what it all came down to was who did it unbroken. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
he may
yeah.
have basically, you know, for Aldo, he might say, well, 44 down was probably might have been close to my time if I didn't and I just went, you know, all out. But
Now it's
maybe
still
though
something.
maybe those few unbroken sets that you did with bigger clips probably could have saved you,
Yeah.
you know, on those, just because think about it. Even when you just get off of the ground, you know, for a second or two, versus if you just would have did your 50 push-ups straight, right? So if you did 20 and then 15, 15, the other guy is still repping. He never, even if you took like a 2 or 3 second rest, the other guy never rested. He's still repping. Even if he pauses in the push-up position, right? If he pauses 1, 2, 3, more than likely there's a good chance that he still will probably finish before you do your reps because you rested.
Listen,
You got off for the bar. You know, so by 7 seconds, that goes to show you right there that sometimes if the routine is too short, um, you don't really have much time to be too strategic when it comes to breaking up your reps. You get what I'm saying? Like the margin of error is too short. It's only with longer routines like 1,000 push-ups that you have to be a little more strategic and there's leeway. But then even then, it's still not too much leeway because things could get dark. You could end up losing by 100 push-ups because those 7 seconds could add up over time. 7 seconds this time,
It's
seven
like
seconds this
compounding.
time,
Yeah, it just keeps
7 seconds this
compounding.
time, and then before you know it,
Yeah,
you
it just
10
keeps
minutes
adding
behind the
up.
next guy and 150 push-ups behind him. You know, so it could get real dark, you know, real quick depending on how you break it up, you know. um
yeah.
those reps, those, like I said, those few
Makes
seconds add up
sense.
every time. You always want to stay even. You want to stay very close. um I feel like if you doing this with 1,000 push-ups and you're competing with the next guy, you don't want to be anything more than 20 reps away, 25 reps max, because that kind of gives you some space to maybe eventually push, you know, knocking, doing an extra. If he does 10, if you able to push and you start doing 12s, you could eventually catch up. But if you're 50 to 60 reps away, it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to catch up and actually
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
win. You have to be within 20 to max 25 reps rep range away from the next guy. um you know, in order to be able to catch up or to break even with him, you know. So you have to
Well,
kind of like
I
know
got to tell
yourself.
you, to today was a real nail biter because we were only like 200 reps behind Rep Master, so it was close. It was a photo finish.
Man.
Man.
Yeah, those that was the 7 seconds adding up.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
Man,
big
listen.
time.
Listen, I was saying as long as he doesn't beat me by 1,000.
Nah, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting this to be a close call, man. Shout out to all of y'all, man, for real.
We
That
let him
was,
down.
yeah, because it's a push. Because
Good
I'm gonna
work,
keep it
gentlemen.
real. And when I say that, I mean that genuinely. Because I'm gonna be honest. I know I said we've been conditioning all week, man, but I was amazed that I got that done in 32 minutes because I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't know if I would have did that off camera because see, it's a different mindset when you got your guys and we competing because competition is of the essence. But in my head, I'm competing against myself. But I'm saying it's a different drive when you get, you know what I'm saying, when you got your crew and we out here
Yeah.
grunting.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's like real talk. I'm gonna honestly say I don't know if I would have did that shit in 32 minutes by myself. You know what I mean? Because I probably would have been on some other shit. Like, like I said, I've been conditioning like that, but it's a whole different ball game when you got company. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say, like, I credit y'all for pushing me to that limit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
it's no
Yeah. No
training.
doubt.
It's no
No
training
doubt.
it's no training like a competition.
Facts, man. Facts, man. Facts.
Because you
Yeah.
don't eat, regardless of whatever you say, you don't want to lose. Even if that could be your boy, right? You could say all you want
Mhm.
to, you're not competing with him, etc. But you don't want to lose. You
You
don't
don't
want
want
to
to lose.
lose,
Yeah. Yeah.
or even if the dude is better
But
than
it's
you, you don't want to get left behind.
Hmm.
So you like,
Hmm.
you know
yeah.
what?
Well, that's
In your mind, he's probably gonna win, because he's definitely stronger than me, but you don't want to get left. So you're gonna be pushing at least to be like, well, I only finished within a few reps of him, meaning I'm doing good myself. Even if I know he's gonna win, it's like I don't wanna be just I don't want him to wipe the floor with me. So you're always gonna push a lot more when it comes to like, competing or
yeah.
training
No
with
doubt.
someone else.
I
Facts.
wasn't.
Yeah.
I
Facts.
wasn't
Yeah.
coming down here today and doing 1,000 push-ups on my own. But when Aldo told me last night about it, and then
Yeah.
it's truth. It really is. I mean, we're not competing. I'm certainly not competing against anybody but myself. But it brings you up a level when you're training with other people, even though it is virtually. But we could still hear each other huffing and puffing. You know what I mean? And calling out, what number
That's
you on?
fact.
What number you on? And it does motivate you. There is a
Yeah.
motivational
Yeah.
factor there, like having people around you doing it. So,
Man, check it out.
you
It
know,
take it take me back to the service days. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, even if you a strong individual prior to going to the military, when you go through that training, I'm gonna be honest. There's no making it through by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You need what they call your battle buddies back in the day. You know what I'm saying? When you go through the actual breakdown training of it, and especially if you do like the elite training, like if you go in special forces, ranger, airborne ops, and stuff like that, then it's more intense because it's a specified training. But the way that they set the things up is like you have to lean on somebody, or you have to have that partner to push you through that physical challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because it's purposely set up like that. So like I said, even if you in a
yeah,
leadership position, you know what I mean. It's just the fact that you want to uphold that. You know what I'm saying? And push your peoples through. So it's like I said, all of it collectively works together. Even if you're in a leadership position, your platoon or whatnot is still driving you because you don't want to let them down. You know what I'm saying? And so it's
hmm
gonna push you beyond your limit to make sure that that's guaranteed to happen. You know what I mean? And this type of training takes me
yeah,
back to them days. You know what I'm saying? When we was going through boot camp, because they put us through some crazy shit. Believe that. Especially at that time frame. I don't know how it is now, but when I went through it in Fort Knox, it was real. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. I think today they're doing basket weaving and you know,
Yeah,
coloring books. With
but
all
that's
with all
gonna
this stuff
change.
going on. Who knows? But
That's
shout
gonna
out to you,
change.
man.
Yo, hearing this sound every time I'm doing a routine with Gus is my worst nightmare. Yo, that that damn clicker is my worst enemy.
Right. Yo, G, you had that clicker out today, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yo,
I'm like, oh man.
yeah, every time I hear that damn click, I'm like, oh man.
You know you're in trouble. You know you're in trouble.
Well, every
He-
time I get to 250, I
Man,
clear it and I click 250 times. Just like psychological warfare.
that's wild.
I'm like,
No,
oh
that
man.
clicker is the sound of defeat.
Yo,
The clicker
man.
is the sound of defeat.
And it's worse when I have my headphones on when I'm working out because it's even louder. It's like I hear it in my thoughts. I
Man.
hear every click he does for 1,000 reps or 1,000 clicks. I hear all of them. Yeah. Soon as I
Mel,
think I'm doing
Mel,
He'll
some reps,
put
Mel,
like
some
when you go to
yeah,
emphasis. I
sleep at
know
night,
that for
you
sure.
don't.
Yeah.
Mel, when you go to sleep at night, you don't count sheep. You count clicks. You count Gusto's
Hey,
clicks. Click,
One
click,
click,
click.
two click. Oh, that's funny.
yeah. It's that click. I'm telling you. Every time I think I did,
I'm
I'm
sure.
like, yeah. You know what? This set instead of 10, I did 15 or I did 20. I fought. Then soon as I think I'm done, all I hear is
Hey.
I'm like damn.
It's
I
Morse
mean,
code.
and then it's not like I don't know how many reps he's doing, but I hear a whole lot of clicking. Meaning he ain't do 5 reps. I'm like, oh man, he had to do like 20 clicks. Meaning I ain't do enough reps. Yeah.
This was a good workout.
All
Man,
right,
excellent.
gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah.
My frying pan is calling me. I got some eggs to cook up. So
I get that.
Yeah. Shout out
Same,
to the
man.
toast.
Hey, man. Thank you so much, guys, man. That was
appreciate you guys.
beautiful. Man.
Man, salute, fellas, man. I enjoyed that, man. Real talk. Yep.
Gains. Thanks,
Yep.
guys.
Thank you, guys. God bless you, man. Thank you,
All
everybody.
right, man.
Thank you, Mel.
Yo,
Appreciate the knowledge,
question.
bro. Yeah.
Rep Master, Gusto was telling me last time, I forgot the name of the park. I got the address on my phone. You
Mhm.
said one of the parks you seen us at that it looked familiar.
Yeah, that's on the lakefront. That's actually on my side of town, but you guys were further east from where I live. I'm in Inglewood, which is west. So that park where you guys were located is on the lakefront, man, which is a prominent park for, it's like a bike path, walk path, run. People go out there and kick it, man. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest. I've never had a chance to get over there to that calisthenic park. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be honest. I never blessed a single bar over there, but I know exactly where you guys were though.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a
How
good
far
area.
is that from you?
Driving wise, about 12 to 15 minutes, if that. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
okay, okay,
Yep. It's east of where I'm located at.
okay.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
So
Next time I'm out there, I definitely gotta give you a heads up. It was kind of like last minute with
oh
the
yeah,
whole
yeah, for
park
sure.
situation.
Hmm.
We ended up going to some other park too. I'm not really sure because I'm not really too familiar with Chicago, but we had linked with a couple of people and they was kind of like telling us about some different parks out there. Um, so I think we probably been to like maybe 3 different parks
That's what's up. That's what's up.
out there. Yeah, but that was the
That's
first
cool.
park, the one by the lake. That was the first park we went to.
That's what's up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good. I was amazed, man, and I'm gonna be honest. Like the thing about I always tell G and all the East Coast guys, I'm like, here in the city, I do envision, trying to get this thing prominent in Chicago too, because I'm gonna be honest, culturally, we don't have that here. Like how you guys culturally have that expanded across the East Coast, Jersey, all the boroughs in New York and things like that, where calisthenics are prominent. And I'm gonna be honest, that's not a Chicago thing, never has been. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit on the uprise and whatnot. But as far as the health consciousness period, even from the physical aspect, I feel that, man, I really would love to see that embrace here in my city. You know what I'm saying? Because see, I'm in the heart of the hood, so the lake, that part over there is really not. But where I'm at, my desire is to bring that type of stuff, into my neighborhood directly where it's really needed. You know what I'm saying? Because you come through the hood, man, you can find all these fucking restaurants that serve you all the worst quality of food, fattening foods, this, that, and the third. It's like they don't promote health consciousness. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't initially make that choice to do it ourselves, man, we gonna be doomed. You know what I'm saying? And what I respect about the East Coast is that at least you guys got that balance. I know that everybody ain't a saint, but on that physical side, it does make a difference. You know, because you got to think, man, calisthenics is not only for the body, but it's for the mind too. It's helped me sustain through anger problems, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, if we did that more here in Chicago, maybe we wouldn't have the highest murder rate because shit is wild here, man, for real. But I'm just saying, if we mentally had an offset or a culture built here in Chicago, I look at the bigger picture. It's beyond the working out. Like, man, we're trying to save lives here. Because that's what brothers need, man. If we got more brothers doing constructive things in Chicago, our crime rate will decrease. I know it. I'm a Chicagoan all my life. I know the mentality here, you know, and that's honestly what I'm trying to spread. And when I see you and Rip at the park, I was like, man, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? I don't care where it come from, but I credit you guys and actually appreciate y'all coming over and embracing our city, man. Real talk. Because
Yeah,
we
we
need that. I want to see that shit expand, but I want to see it, like I said, expand in the core of the hood where it's really needed, bro. Because, yeah, we got a long way to go before we get to y'all level. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Now we I say two things before we wrap it up. So the first one is that, like, the internet makes the world seem small, and the world
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
very, very large, but
Mm.
then it's also maybe isn't as large as we think, right? Just because as far as the reach that you have and being able to connect with, different people, you'll be surprised who watches your videos or things like that, or this person who knows this person, etc. Um, but it's not as much people, I don't think, like, even like you said, like, even on the East Coast, that actually work out or do what we do as far as calisthenics. It may
Yeah.
seem
Yeah.
that way just because of online, and most of the people you see create videos or do this type of stuff that we do is on the East Coast or in New York. But you got to think of all the millions of people, we probably could name, I don't know, you might know 50 people who make videos. See what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's really it, and it just seems like, oh, it's just a lot of people because of uh all of the only 50 people the 50 people, all of them are from this particular area, but it's really just not that everybody is doing the same thing, basically. You know what I mean? But I can say though
No, I agree.
is I
I
think
agree.
that the difference being though is, like, in Chicago, it seems like not everybody is and I just know from visiting a few times, there's a lot of people that are actually into calisthenics and are actually aware of, like, what's going on. But um I actually was surprised to find the same thing out in Florida as well, and even other places like Texas and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But New York just happens to have, like, New York specifically happens to have uh like places or hubs and people who make content who get to showcase the fact that, oh, this particular park, there's these group of people working out. Because when we went out there, we kind of like announced it, and it was kind of like a couple of people hit us up, and then before you know it, we had a group chat of, like, 30 people. um and I think probably, like, you could say maybe 20 people showed up to work out with us at the lake,
Okay.
like,
Okay.
with more people saying, yo, I couldn't make it because of work, we go somewhere else, and maybe another 10 or 15 people showed up the next day. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
people out there, and there's young people out there too, from all over the city, and them same areas that you're probably talking about. But it's just that somebody has to, like, come along, I guess, and either make the content or just network with the people to let everybody know, like, this dude is doing calisthenics in his corner, this dude is doing calisthenics in his corner, this dude is doing 50 muscle ups by himself, this dude is over here doing 1,000 push-ups by himself. So let's just find a way that we can actually, like, bring it together. You
Yeah.
see,
Make it
everybody
one.
here is literally from a different place. I'm from New York, but I don't live in New York anymore. We got Florida, New York, Jersey, Chicago, Nebraska. So we all from different places, but we was able to network and be able to connect. And now, we're showcasing and doing the same things. But there's people around us in our areas that are also doing the same things, but we just haven't connected with them. And that's something that I realized just, in places. I've been, like, places like Egypt. Calisthenics is not really in Egypt that you would think, But there's some of the I've met some of the strongest athletes that I've ever met in my life, and they're all in Egypt. But they're
Oh
just kind
wow,
of like
that's
spread
what's
out
up.
and not connected. You know, like I know a dude. I seen a dude that does 70 muscle ups unbroken in
Oh,
Egypt. Like so, nobody knows him. Nobody knows him, and you didn't connect with him. But the internet kind of like brings these people together, you know, from different reasons. So I think that maybe you making
Has
videos yourself. If you kind of like maybe get in some of these gyms, or maybe you do kind of like stop at some of these parks, you might meet some some young brothers there, and then be like, all right, yo, man, I work out too, and you kind of could build a community. Just from us visiting out there, these brothers started their own team since we've been out there. Like, yo, like the fact that y'all was able to pull up, and then all these people showed up. Yo, we want to kind of continue to replicate this thing, and because we had this event, quote unquote, this meetup where 30 people showed up. A lot of them was like, oh, yo, you go to this gym? Oh, I go to that gym too. Or yo, I go to this gym. Yo, yeah, that gym is 5 minutes away. Or yo, I live 10 minutes away from this park. Oh yeah, me too, I live 12 minutes away from this park. So now there's a group chat that these brothers have, and they've started their own teams just from that link up that we had, where now there's 10 brothers and they all working out together, five, six
Yeah,
brothers, where they
that's much
actually became
appreciated.
friends
For real.
now.
Yep.
They riding around and they all going to work out together. So when we went back to Chicago,
Yeah.
they got their own team name, and they like, yeah, we be working
Yeah.
out and things like that. So I think that it's just kind of like, just connecting those people, and things like that. So the fact that we was able to not only just have a link up, I mean, yeah, we have link ups all over the place. But the fact that we was able to kind of like connect some people and some young brothers who now they're working out, and they're looking to get stronger and they're getting better, and and things like that. They're able to build with each other and things like that. It's doing something positive away from, like what you said, something negative.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you never know
Yeah.
what that can bring. They can be inspiring and motivating other people to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's much and
Yeah.
it's much needed
yeah,
in a city
good
like this.
point,
For
Mel.
real. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's
Yeah,
not
it's
like
much
they
needed.
just it's not like they just all showed up and worked out and then went on their way. They
Yeah.
made
Right.
something
Right.
out of it, so that's good.
Right.
Listen, it was amazing to see all of that though,
Good.
man. When I saw that clip, I was like, man, that's beautiful there.
Hey
You know what I
Mel,
mean? Like,
Mel, the guy that did the 70 muscle ups, does he have a cruise
yeah.
up?
Nah, he don't have a cruiser. he got.
man,
He definitely got to get one. You might have 100 next time.
man,
All right, cool.
man.
All right, we got to send
Thank
them
you,
one.
man. Man, no doubt, man.
All right, boys.
Good
All
stuff.
right, man.
Shout out to
Hey, thank you
everybody.
guys.
Thank you guys. It was a great workout. Appreciate all you guys. Everybody go have a good day. Get your reps in. Stay healthy. And hopefully see you guys tomorrow morning.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh,
Peace.
Salute,
have a great
fellas.
day, guys.
All
Thank
right,
you.
boys.
Peace out. Thank you, man.